Have to be careful with that because you know that it's not always returned, that type of love, but he was just genuinely a good person. Like I always say, all the best parts of me are with him.
I really miss, I know a lot of his teammates, they all looked at him as a leader. He's more like a silent leader. Not real big on words, more action, which is kind of like I was. I really wasn't real big on talking. I really wanted to show you, and you follow me, and people followed him. And it just gravitated. He put in the work, he worked hard, and he knew he was focused on what he wanted.
People don't leave islands where they were vacationing when one of their friends goes missing. The Nolan Wells case is far from an isolated incident. Nolan Wells was lynched, and he's not even the only one to make headlines in the past month, only because the victims' families were allowed and ensured that their loved ones received attention.
Real rock from the rock, an unusual musical happening in a most unusual place. The state prison.
Big Bad's Life with another informative video, man. You know, looking into this case of Nolan Wells, and not only knowing about Nolan Wells, I have a good memory. A lot of black folks, we tend not to have a good memory. We'll see some things and then we'll forget some things. And bringing up that, there's a noted history of tampering. And what I mean by tampering is these folks, and let's call it what it is, man. We're not going to even, you know, well, we're going to beat around, we're going to tap down. No, these white folks, these individuals, the dominant society, our arch enemies, historical enemies to the world. Now, if you biblical guys, you Bible thumpers, of course, if you Muslim, if you Buddhist, whatever you are, they have a treacherous history of taking out humankind. But getting back to what I was telling you about this pattern they have, they're not very super smart. They're very cunning, very meticulous when they do things. But if you pay close attention, you'll see the underlining glimpse of what's going on. And what I mean by that is, if you go back, and a lot of a lot of us, we have a short memory. So you don't know about Kendrick Johnson? The same thing they did. They did the same thing in his case.
911, where's your emergency?
Yes, I'm calling. My son had come home from school. Kendrick Johnson.
You know, she said, have you heard from Kendrick? 12 o'clock, I knew he was dead.
The body had been moved. The scene, in my opinion, had been compromised.
When they said he climbed inside the mat to get the shoes, I already knew that was a lie.
We opened the body in this particular case, and the organs were not there. Paper had been stuffed into the cavity to fill it up.
Body parts are missing, evidence is missing.
And we tested it, and it was blood. And we did DNA testing, and it was not the blood of Kendrick Johnson.
If it wasn't Kendrick blood, who blood was it?
The parents hired their own medical examiner who said this was a killing.
An FBI agent's home was raided last month in connection with the investigation into the death of a Valdosta teenager.
Supporters for Kendrick's family are calling for a Department of Justice investigation.
What do you want? Justice!
The Johnsons and their supporters now hope the FBI will get an answer to what happened to Kendrick Johnson.
All along, we know it was bullshit. We know it was bullshit.
If KJ had been white, we wouldn't have had to make this film.
They manipulated the footage. They talked to the white kid. The white kid denied it. And lo and behold, when they put all the footage together, voila, the lies are caught. But by this time, it's been 10, 20 years later.
And over again was about this missing FBI report regarding the security tape hard drive and the blacked out footage. So we looked into finding that report to see if we could locate it, and we did. However, the report was heavily redacted. But then we were able to find the unredacted FBI report, and what we discovered blew us away. You see, in the redacted report, you can barely see any of the video frames. Most of the frames are blacked out, and the ones with KJ are barely recognizable. In the unredacted report, we were able to see all the video frames in full color. The report follows KJ, Brian, and Brandon's movement throughout the school for the entire day and records where they were. Not only is this further video evidence that the Bell Boys were on campus when KJ went missing, we found something that the FBI clearly didn't want us to see. Let us put them side by side so you can see what we found. Here they are. Can you see something a little odd? Look closely. There appears to be a frame on both pages that matches. How could this be? What tipped us off is KJ's yellow folder. We were going through Brian's movements and all of a sudden, KJ's folder appeared on screen. That's right. There's a frame on KJ's side and Brian's side that is identical. The boys are standing seemingly right next to each other in the hallway.
Did you see Kendrick that day?
No. I did not.
Seeing the alleged killer of KJ standing next to him in the hallway the day he died in school has sent chills down our spines. How did no one see this frame? How did the FBI let this go? Why did it take 6 years and an independent filmmaker to find this? These are all questions that may never go answered. But what we do know for sure is that we have more facts now than we ever had, and this case needs to be reopened and re-examined with a fine-tooth comb.
And everything gets swept up under the rug. Politics played an important part of sweeping Kendrick Johnson's situation under the rug. You understand? So that same play they had back then when they manipulated footage, same situation with Karmello Anthony. Karmello Anthony, same situation. They manipulated the footage.
Do you see that invisible person? Do you see that invisible person? That's not pixelation. That's not,
Now, I'm going to show y'all this. Hold on. We're not done. Now, what you're going to see, I'm going to prove to y'all that it wasn't just a push. It was a punch. Do you see that? How somebody got hit. Right? A bunch of arms right there. A bunch of arms. But I'm finna show y'all how people disappear. Watch this. Now watch this person right here. Watch all this. Watch how this just vanish. Watch how this just vanish right here. Watch this. Do y'all see how this shit just break apart? Watch. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see how it just, y'all?
And the footage is what played a part in why he was found guilty. Along with a slew of other things like the lawyer being incompetent, being buddy-buddy with the DA, and they all making behind-the-scenes deals. Okay, we won't let Hunter testify. You won't let Karmello testify, and then they change. It's just a whole bunch of ramifications that play. For black people, pay attention to this. You know, I was locked up 20 years, man. I did a lot of reading and a lot of studying while I was locked up. And during that time, I started putting things together and started finding out how they get away with so much. Now, you know, the common citizen, right? We vote certain people in office and they have certain powers to change certain laws, right? But always remember this, because black women lead in death when it comes to giving birth to babies. Who controls that? Of course, the hospitals.
found to have broken bones in 2023, concerned that it has taken so long for justice.
I remember her being in the room. She was friendly, she answered questions, but she didn't stay and talk like the other NICU nurses did. She wasn't family like the other NICU nurses were.
He's describing 26-year-old Erin Strotman, the nurse now in jail, charged with felony child neglect and felony malicious wounding, related to a different baby in 2024. Strotman was put on paid administrative leave by the hospital for a year after the 2023 cases of NICU abuse came to light, and then was allowed to return in late 2024. Hackey saying the hospital should be held accountable as well.
Because that shouldn't have happened. If they were suspicious of some person enough to let him go, they shouldn't have brought him back. So that's on them. They failed. Simple.
And y'all got to remember this. Hospitals, ambulances, coroner's office, when they come to pick up the body and do their investigation, they're all connected.
We opened the body in this particular case and the organs were not there. Paper had been stuffed into the cavity to fill it up. Opened the body in this particular case and the organs were not there. Paper had been stuffed into the cavity to fill it up.
Body parts are missing. Evidence is missing.
And we tested it and it was blood. Now we did DNA testing and it was not the blood of Kendrick Johnson.
If it wasn't Kendrick blood, who blood was it?
The parents hired their own medical examiner who said this was a killing.
Who blood was it?
The parents hired their own medical examiner who said this was a killing.
Who are they connected to? They're connected to law enforcement. Law enforcement put together paperwork. They put together reports. All of these things to tie in to death. Same thing that's going on with the Keeneka Jenkins. See, if you go back and you really remember, because we have a short memory, I remember all of this.
I want to see her literally actually walking into this freezer.
Keeneka Jenkins' mother wants to see it to believe it, but now we know that will not happen. According to the Crown Plaza Hotel in Rosemont, there is no video of Keeneka Jenkins walking into a freezer. We do see Keeneka walking in this lower level kitchen in the hotel. She stumbles, turns the corner, and then she goes out of frame. But then she's captured here by another camera stumbling in the kitchen.
No one from Crown Plaza Hotel responds to her.
Video time codes appear to show Keeneka roaming the hotel for more than an hour. First, Keeneka is walking with friends. There's a time gap, and then she's later seen by herself. At one point, she stumbles out of an elevator. Later, she repeatedly hits the wall walking down a hallway.
We will get to the bottom of it. We will only go to where the facts lead us.
Last week, attorneys for Keeneka's family said they would be conducting their own independent investigation. Today, attorney Larry Rogers Jr. toured the hotel for about an hour. A hotel spokesperson says Rogers took pictures inside, asked questions, and walked in all of the areas that video shows Keeneka walking.
You know, I have an aunt that was murdered in New Orleans, Louisiana. And when she was murdered, they deleted her in the tub. Officers shot her repeatedly in the tub while she begged for her life.
They found a white policeman outside the projects where black people live. They found him bleeding, wounded, and the policeman died. The next day, they went into the black community and killed men, women, innocent men and women. They shot one woman in a bathtub. She was in the bathtub. They had already killed the man that was in the house. She was in the bathroom, in the bathtub. They came in the bathroom. She's pleading with them, don't kill me. They put so much firepower on that poor woman that her flesh was on the walls. Her leg was gone. Here's a people that kill for the love of killing, that plan the death of men and women and nations and rulers that they don't approve of. And you dare open your damnable mouth and say that we are haters because we don't want no brotherhood with the murderer of our people. Asian sees that he kills without purpose. He just loves to shed blood. He does it in a sort of maniacal way that gives him joy. What would make him kill you? Our little boys and girls, and then lie and say he had a knife. Justify murder. Look there in New Orleans.
So I'm going to say this. The court system is tied to the law enforcement. The court system dealing with judges, DAs, lawyers, all of that. They're tied in, right? And that court system is tied in with the prison system. The prison system is tied in, right, with the government. The government is tied in with all of these political sectors and these private prisons and these big corporations and companies. These companies, which get the music artists to promote certain type of music, to create a certain type of environment for you to start raving, to start ramping up crime and start giving the impression of criminality of a certain people. That's why they put it in our music. That's why they ramp it up in our music and no one else's music. But we're going to get back to what I'm telling you about this footage and the Kendrick Johnson, Karmello Anthony. And now what they're trying to do is tell you, you don't see what you see, you don't hear what you hear in this Nolan Wells situation.
Tina was going to briefly touch on. We want to get the phone and figure that out.
Backtrack on that. When we finally got his phone, me and my sister went through the phone. We went in his Snapchat. He had 2 accounts, absolutely nothing. It wasn't even 24 hours, which is how long videos and pictures stay in Snapchat. And I was just like, that can't be. Like, I've seen Nolan whenever he snaps, like when he goes and he's having fun, like he does videos. Like, there was absolutely nothing, no saved videos. And even my sister was like, yeah, that's suspicious,
Michael,
you know.
We having an independent autopsy done at the behest of his family. Colin Kaepernick helped pay for the independent autopsy. We flew his body up from Mississippi to D.C. because they wanted an autopsy done by a person with no interaction with the Mississippi law enforcement, because there's an issue of trust here that is really important. And the fact that they keep trying to say, well, suggesting it was a drowning, but nobody out there reported him drowning, it's not adding up, Michael Strahan. It is not adding up.
And honestly, we are doing this because at the end of the day, I would hope any parent would fight for their kids to find out if anything happened, what did happen. So we just want honesty and transparency. We want a thorough investigation. We want that same respect that would be given to anybody else, and that's it. We just want answers.
Well, we really appreciate all of you being here. We hope you get the answers that you deserve to have, and we hope you get the closure that you need. Thank you all for being here.
Deleted footage, judges, you understand? Kids of judges. Just like the kid in the Kendrick Johnson case was the kid of an FBI agent.
Deputy U.S. Marshal serving search warrants in connection with the mysterious death of Kendrick Johnson at Lowndes High School in 2013.
I was just really shocked.
I broke down and cried.
I really had no reason in my head why they would be here.
It just keeps on getting worse.
One might imagine Kendrick Johnson's mom feels like she's in a nightmare that won't end.
Kendrick gives me strength. You know, he was our baby. He was my son.
The Lowndes County Sheriff says after a thorough investigation, his office agrees with the state medical examiner that Johnson's death was an accident due to positional asphyxia, that he wedged himself in a rolled-up gym mat trying to reach a shoe and could not get out.
I would imagine practically every one of your viewers sat scratching their head.
And a lawsuit by Johnson's parents alleges a group including the Bell brothers, sons of an FBI agent, violently assaulted their son, leading to his death.
My only angle is to find justice for my son.
But the Bell's civil attorneys, Patrick O'Connor and Bryce Ladson, say the July 21st search warrants sought text messages, emails, and the like relevant to alleged witness tampering and obstruction of justice.
Is it possible you were involved in any witness tampering or obstruction?
No, sir. In no possible way whatsoever.
Have you obstructed justice in any way?
No.
Have you tampered with any witnesses, tried to influence anybody, tried to stop somebody from talking in the Kendrick Johnson investigation?
No.
Where our viewers can look in your eyes. did you have anything to do with the death of Kendrick Johnson?
No, sir. Nor me or my family had anything to do with his death.
Both Bells maintain they have rock-solid alibis.
Where were you?
I was in class.
Videos, pictures, and theories abound online about what happened, some involving school surveillance video. We talked to Brandon Bell about his appearance.
How could this be? What tipped us off is KJ's yellow folder. We were going through Brian's movements and all of a sudden, KJ's folder appeared on screen. That's right, there's a frame on KJ's side and Brian's side that is identical. The boys are standing seemingly right next to each other in the hallway.
Did you see Kendrick that day?
No. I did not.
Yeah, they raided his house, but he was already given the 411 and they cleaned it and swept it up under the rug. See, we did what you niggas say. Y'all asked us to do it. We did it. We found nothing. They're innocent. So they're trying to do the same thing in this Nolan Wells case. But I want you to pay attention to the signs on how they conduct and do what they do. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. The devil is a lie. The devil can make you perceive and sleight of hand and do one way. But God is super smart. He put people like me and you, not these high-profile attorneys and high-profile critical minds, and these supposed to be the best of the best minds, but they can't figure shit out. And they won't be the ones to step up to the plate and to defend the situation. They'll sit there and play mind games and word games on YouTube, on the internet, and play with your mind instead of giving you the correct information. Pay attention to this, because I'm pretty sure once this video hit and the way I'm going to attack this video, they're going to want to take this down and slow it up. But any two ways, check this clip out.
And my friend Tashima went and picked it up.
It wasn't like they said we got his phone, they tracked it. And that highlights all these contradictions, Michael. The fact that they said Nolan was talking to a young woman and she said that he said, I'm going back to get on the boat with the boys. The boys said that he said he was going to stay with her. And so that's an obvious contradiction. And then this video of this, you can hear an argument going where Nolan is saying, give me my freaking phone. What are you freaking doing? And so then his phone ends up missing. I don't know any teenagers, Michael Strahan, who says, if you believe their story, I'm gonna stay behind and I'm gonna leave my phone. I mean, no young person leaves their cell phone. And so then there's so many things their parents were telling us about, even why didn't his body wash up with the tide on Sunday? Why would it come on Monday? It's not adding up. And that is the problem when you think about the history of Mississippi.
Yeah, so there's so many questions that need to be answered. And is there anything you'd like people to know about Nolan? What would you like them to know about your son?
No,
it's okay.
Nolan.
Shuttling close, I done my best, and only God knows when the lights turn off and the sign says toast. I pray you had a taste of the good life, no matter what the age, what it look like. You only got one life, better live it right. When the sun goes down and your lights go up, looking back I got a smile from all the memories, the struggle and the hustle, what it meant to me. Just wanna live a life filled with inner peace. I'm moving to a land that give me everything. But when the sun goes down, dark clouds roll, the raindrops fall, the strong wind blows. You gotta be ready shelter ain't close. I've done my best, and only God knows. When the lights turn off and the sun sets close, I pray you had a taste of the good life. No matter what behaves, what it look like. You only got one life, better live it right. When the sun goes down and your lights go on. Oh, when the lights go out. 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 I do this today. Today we all pray. I hope that you're feeling good no matter the age. Live out your dream, we turn a page. Don't live on tomorrow's time, live for today. We do this for a day. Rushing always, my friends, till we meet again. We'll love you always. I paid all my bills, I traveled this road. So care my family, full shelter ain't close. I've done my best, and on me God knows. When the lights turn off and the sun sets close, I pray you had a taste of the good life. No matter what the age, what it look like. You only got one life, better live it right. When the sun goes down and your lights go out, be fast on it. It ain't a hit till it's smash on it. Fast on it. It ain't